Welcome to Ravens Over. Please subscribe to my channel or set the notification bell, like this video and share. Start the conversation. Another of what would you do if you wasn't afraid? Now this is just a really rough draft of it really quick. A man that's attracted to a trans woman, not a tranny chaser, a trans attracted man. He found the girl of his dreams. He found that they get along, they love each other, their bond is so close that it's something they didn't expect, but guess what? Love has a way of finding each other. Meeting upon request, they had no idea the bond that they was growing would happen. They fell in love. He chased after her, she chased after him. Anytime anyone would see both of them, they say, wow, they are in love. They just lit up upon request. Now, we all know in this world it's hard to find somebody that you can love and be with. But what happens when it's a forbidding love? When the people in his life don't really know he's attracted to a two-spirit woman. He loves two-spirit women. What would you do if you wasn't afraid? Would you stand up and fight for the woman? Or would you let the woman fall to the wayside and just live in the shadows of the parents and not living your truth? What would you do if you wasn't afraid? Let's have a conversation. There are a lot of trans attracted men that want to date trans women but are afraid of the repercussions. I want to share a story with you which is very true, which actually happened to someone. And share the video every way you can. Maybe it can help a man be a man and not be afraid to stand in his truth. Or can he stand in his truth? Because a lot comes when standing in his truth that he really don't want to happen. But remember one thing, he loves that girl. Like, subscribe, and share this video. And please comment below. I'd love to hear your opinion. What's going on, people? It is a little bit after 9 o'clock in the evening. And it's cold. I want to have a little story time with you. Now, this is a true story. There once was a guy who was dating a trans woman. Now what happened was they met and they hit it off. They was like linked. It's almost as if they were soulmates. They were so bonded together that it was almost impossible to separate them. They thought alike, everything alike. And what happened was they became real close, closely knitted, hang out everywhere. She used to perform and stuff like that, and then she would go do shows, and he would come with her and stuff, and you know, they end up linking up together and stuff, and it was like a romance that was really strong. Bonnie and Clyde down, stuff like that. It was real cool. So they ended up moving together. They went everywhere together. He experimented, she experimented, but the bond was really close. Like, whenever you saw him, you saw her. They was just that close. So, as time would go forward, life was dead, and you know, they have arguments and stuff like that, because that's just relationships do. They kind of fall out sometimes, they kind of don't. They would fall out. She would end up throwing him out. He would move away, come back, and you know, just kind of like go through the change. You know, it is what it is. But their bond was so strong that no matter how much the world tried to separate them, they never would stay that far apart. Different people would come into his life, you know, to pull him away or try to pull away from him, and they would never like really sever the way the world wanted them to. So his parents didn't know that he was dating a girl, a two-spirit woman. So he just disappeared. Like, he didn't tell them. He just moved out and left. And they didn't know what happened to him. And then they was trying to find out, you know, where was he at. So They were searching and searching and searching. He's living in his truth. He's happy. He found the girl he loves and loved her down. And the parents were trying to find out where their son was. So what happened was they looked everywhere they could find him. They couldn't find him anywhere. So what happened was the father was in the military. So what he did was he started trying to find track records or something like that. I guess kind of like track his phone and stuff. And what happened was he found out where his son was at. And he spotted his son with this girl. And the father kept looking at the girl. He was like, this girl is different. So he kept looking. He kept looking and looking and looking. Oh God, we got company, y'all. So the father kept looking and looking and looking. So the simple fact of the matter was that, due to the fact he kept looking, due to the fact that he kept looking and looking, for his son, he found out where his son was at. So the girl, his father figured out what was going on with his son. So at this point, what he did was, he took the picture of the girl and his son. Took pictures of them. They don't even know they're getting pictures taken of them going out and stuff. The father's like low-key following them and stuff like a movie. So the father followed them and stuff and going around and everything. And next thing you know, the father found a way to get in contact with his son. And he told his son, I know where you've been. Son was like, what do you mean? I know where you've been, and I know who you've been hanging out with. So the son was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He said, I know where you've been. I know who you've been hanging out with. So the son is looking at him like, you get quiet. So the son's like, what's wrong? So the father takes out pictures, and he shows the son pictures of them together. And the father said, if you go back around this girl again, he didn't say girl, he said, I'm going to kill her. So the son was like, what do you mean? He said, I'm going to kill her. If I see this thing around you again, I'm going to kill her. So the son is like, what do you mean? He said, because whatever that thing did to you, they basically brainwash you into being in their world, and they tricked you. So the father wanted revenge on this person because he couldn't understand why his son would be dating a girl like that. So his father was really pissed off. So with that tag, he put it, said, now his father been in the service and stuff, so he kind of knows how to work the army. And basically what it was saying was, I'm a sharpshooter. When a person come out, they'll get the hit. They got to an argument, back and forth, like, you're not going to do anything to her, you're not going to do anything to her. He said, try me. So the son runs off and stuff. So now the son is upset with the father, because now the father put a hit on the girl. He said it's going to kill her. So now the son is thinking, if I go back around this girl, she may get murdered. I don't know if my father's going to gotta shoot her or something over the building and stuff like that, because he found where I'm at. So now I'm scared to go be around her because I'm scared her life is going to be in danger. So he doesn't know what to do. Now he's in love with this girl. They're like bonded close, like soulmates. So what did he do? He's thinking, how can I protect her? I don't want anything to happen. Now he hates his father because he knows what his father's doing. So basically, he stays at the father's place. And he starts to die inside. And the father carried on happy. The mother's happy. Everybody's happy as he slowly dies. And no one cares. They're watching him die inside. And he sits there because he's afraid if he follows his heart, someone may be murdered. Hell, he may be murdered. It's not funny. So the thing is, He didn't know what to do. So he stayed there at the place and he just found another way to deal with it. He started suffering in silence, getting high, trying to deal with it because he couldn't handle it and stuff. So at the end of the day, they're separated. They're not together. Because he's afraid of what his father's going to do to the girl if he shows up. So to keep her alive, he has to stay away from the girl and basically be with no one. I mean, he goes around and mess around, do his little, you know what I mean? But the thing about it is his heart is still with the girl. Because he felt the soulmate. They were so close that she could say something, he could finish it. She could say something. I mean, they was just that close. Like, they was like twins out of two different bodies. Like, she could say something. He knew exactly what she was going to say. He could say something like they just that close. And the bond that they had was so close that anybody could see them together. They knew that the bond was that close. But no one knew why they were not together. Because the father was going to put a hit on the girl if his son went back over there to her. Isn't that crazy? I just wanted to share this with you. It's 9:10. What would you do if that happened to you? If the person that you love had a hit put on them by your parents, if your parents don't approve of your lifestyle, and they said, if you go around this person again, I'm going to kill him, what would you do? Comment below, share the video, let's have the conversation. Love you.